Yorkshire's spectacular coastline stretches for more than 80 miles, and on a clear day you can see the north coast of Ulster. Industrial towns along this part of the Scottish coast have long been a magnet for men and women coming over from Northern Ireland seeking work across the water. Irvine is a town located off the Firth of Clyde. Like Belfast, it's historically been an important centre of shipbuilding in the UK.
Many people from back home have settled in the town over the years, so much so that this area was known as Wee Ulster. The last shipyard in the town closed in the 1950s, but today it's home to the Scottish Maritime Museum, which seeks to preserve the town's impressive industrial legacy.
Irvine first emerged as a major port in the 16th century.
Irvine, it was the third most important port in the country. At that time, the River Clyde was blocked up. It was inaccessible to cargo ships delivering goods into Glasgow. And most of the Glasgow merchandise came into Irvine. And it was taken off the ships here, and it was transported up to Glasgow. And it was only when the Clyde was dredged and opened up, it allowed the shipping to go right straight into Glasgow, that Irvine as a port had declined. But around about that period, this is when the shipbuilding industry took off. The first record of a shipbuilding in Irvine was in 1759.
So these ships went all over the world, but they also went a bit closer to home. There was a link, wasn't there, between the traffic that went between Ulster and Irvine?
A lot of the Irish ships would come over for the coal, particularly from Ayrshire. And they would bring their ballast with them. And there's a lot of areas in the town that have this Irish soil, ballast banks, as we call them. Plus, they brought butter and grain from Ireland. And so there was that to and fro. I was born in nearby Guthries Road. I won't tell you what year. When I was born there, that was known as Wee Ulster. And the reason for that, most of the people that lived there were Ulster shipyard workers. They came over from Belfast to work in the Irvine shipyard. In the 1920s, there was a big influx of workers, a big demand for their skills. So, and that was known as Wee Ulster, Little Ulster.
But it was a two-way process, wasn't it? It wasn't just Irish people coming to Irvine.
A man called Charles Connell, who was born in Irvine in 1772, he worked with Ritchie, who founded the Belfast shipyard. And Charles Connell would take over that shipyard in time, and he was born in the town.
What happened to the industry in Irvine?
But in 1928, the boom turned to bust, and things quietened down, and the shipyard was taken over by Lithgow. And it was during Lithgow's tenure that the last ship was built in Irvine. That ship was launched in 1936, but that was the last ship that was built in Irvine.
The shipyard became an important base for ship repairs during World War II, before finally closing its doors in the 1950s.